Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on when you watch this update. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes channel for another update on the transfer window. And also, just because of the Gareth Bale debate, someone messaged me saying, are you absolutely nuts that you wouldn't want Gareth Bale? And I'm going to put that to bed, why I wouldn't want him, to be completely honest with you. And we'll go through that soon, but there's lots to go through, so I'll be as quick as I can, because I know we don't like to take too long on these update shows. So ASM, again, still splitting opinions. Someone came out and said there's a release clause of a Champions League release clause. If a club in the Champions League comes in for a £35 million bid, we couldn't reject it because that was a clause in the contract. Turns out it was a dodgy agent, dodgy reporter, reporting absolute nonsense. There is no such clause in his contract. Been proven right. And I always said ASM has a relegation release clause for 35 million, and that is still the case. But we're not going to get relegated now, are we? So it'll take a big bid from Spurs if they're interested. We've heard the board are interested, something like 60 million in opening bid if they are going to do one. So keep an eye out for it. But hopefully ASM goes nowhere. I want to keep him. I know he splits opinion, but my opinion is, on his day, he's world class. We just don't see it often enough. But maybe next season, after a summer with Eddie Howe, better players coming in, we will see it a lot more. Now, the next topic, Botman or Ndicka. So Mark brung this up on the live show. He brung it up in the chat, and he also brung it up in a private group saying, let's do a comparison between Botman and Ndicka, because Botman, for all we can see on that interview that he did, it's looking like Milan, isn't it? Which is such a shame. But we always said it was 60-40 Milan. We thought we might be able to sneak over and pinch him if he speaks to someone like Dan Ashworth and looks at the project and understands what we're trying to build at this football club. But it's obviously looking, unfortunately, like he's off to AC Milan. But I'm still never giving up hope. Not until this transfer window opens, until he signed that contract with Milan. I am not giving up hope that we can still do a deal for him, because I still think he's fantastic. However, just purely looking on stats, not reading the game, all this sort of stuff like that I like to do. I like to look with my eye. But Ndicka is brilliant as well, don't get me wrong. £17 million release clause as well. Absolute fantastic performance in the Europa League final against Rangers. So we're going to comparison between Botman and Ndicka now. So here we go. So Botman, slightly worse on the attacking side of things, a little bit better on the tactical side of things, tackling. Technical, same. And then 1% on the creation side. So, I mean, if you look at the spider graphs, there's no difference in age. There's a little bit difference in height. Big thing with Botman, though, he can play with both feet. So you can play a left, you can play Dan Burn, and you can play a Botman in the same team. I still think you can play two left footers in the same team at centre back. I don't see any worries in that. But Botman ticks maybe one or two more boxes than what Ndicka does. But just on those stats there alone, there's not much in between them, to be fair. There really isn't. They both got age on the side. They're both pushing to represent the country. I think I wouldn't mind them both, to be fair. Some more stats for you. Obviously, Botman's got more clean sheets by 3. Interceptions per game, though. Obviously, Ndicka trumps him on that one. Also on tackles per game. Possession won a little bit more as well. Dribbled per game, Ndicka wins. Clearances per game, Botman's slightly better. Penalties committed, Botman 2, Ndicka only 1. So that's quite interesting. Successful dribbles, you don't really. I mean, if you want a ball playing defender, then obviously you want to see those sort of things. But duels won 4-6 to Ndicka. Ground duels won 2.7 to Ndicka, only 1.7 to Botman. And aerial duels 3.5 for Ndicka and only 2.3 for Botman. Possession lost, a lot less for Botman. Fouls, and Ndicka's a little bit higher as well. Offsides, and Ndicka's better. And one fouled, very, very close. But on those duels, which are very important as a defender, so total duels, ground duels, and aerial duels, and Ndicka is much higher than Botman and all those three stats, and they're very important stats for a defender. So it's very interesting read. And then you've got passes. I don't really look into this too much as a defender, but assists 4 to Botman, only 1 to Ndicka. Touches per game, very similar. He's created no big chances in Ndicka, but Botman's obviously created 3 as well. But his accurate passes is 88% to Botman's 84. Again, I don't like stats when it comes to passing because you don't know what kind of passes they're making, whether they're just short all the time. So, but again, I mean, his stats and Ndicka are completely better. Opposition half, 78%. Long balls, 58% to 34%. Chip passes, 47 to 33, all in Ndicka's favour. So, looking at those stats, guys, and reading between the lines, is losing out on Botman for more money and then maybe going for Ndicka on his release clause a better option? It's very interesting. There is slight interest in Ndicka. There always has been. We have sent scouts out to watch him, so it depends what they come back with. So let's drop a comment, please, and let me know what you think. Before we go into the next bit, I have purchased 9 of these beautiful badges of the stadium. Obviously, it's green in the middle. That's why it looks like it's got a hole in it. I will be giving 9 of these away next month to paying members. The lovely badges, brilliantly done. And obviously there'll be another prize as well. But I'll be giving away 9 of them. So anyone who's a member, if you'd like to become a member, link is in the description. And please hit that subscribe button, guys, because it really does help. We're nearly at 5,000. It's absolutely crazy. Right, now to the main topic. So Gareth Bale, why I don't want him. So no doubting he is a quality player. How he didn't win goal of the season or goal of the Champions League when he scored that winner against Liverpool in the UEFA Cup Champions League final, that bicycle kick was absolutely superb. But this is why I don't want Gareth Bale in our squad. One, I think he'll upset the dressing room a little bit. His wages will be very high. Second of all, he said he's retiring after the World Cup. Now, the World Cup is played in the middle of the season. So that means you're only going to get Gareth Bale from now until the World Cup, and then he's retiring. So what if you've got a Gareth Bale that is doing well, and then suddenly he just disappears because he's retiring after the World Cup? He's not going to sign for a full season because he only wants to stay fit. This is his words. I want to find a club that I can stay fit at so I can go to the World Cup. That then puts doubts in my mind as his commitment. Is he going to pull out challenges? You hope he wouldn't. Is he going to be 110% committed that we need on the pitch, week in, week out? Does he then fake injury near the World Cup so he's fit enough, but he doesn't want to risk getting injured and missing out on the World Cup? All these doubts come into my mind. And I know as a professional footballer, you'll think you wouldn't do that, but players have done it. We've seen it. Look at that idiot down the road at Sunderland who faked injury for so long just to pick up his wages because he didn't want to move on. Bale's a no for me, guys. Drop a comment. Tell me why you think he would be a good idea. But bearing in mind what I've said, might only have him for 6 months. He's retiring after the World Cup. He wants to stay fit. That's the reason why he wants to find a club. No doubt in his quality, but for 6 months, I just think it's a risk of the dressing room, and we could be looking at spending that money on wages on maybe 2 players rather than 1 player potentially. So, yeah, it's a no for me, guys. Right, next news. So this lad is from Empoli, Assolini. This is the guy that it was tweeted out about a centre midfielder who's young, one for the future. I don't know too much of him, but I've obviously gone on SofaScore and got some of his details for you, and we can have a little look at him. He's played 23 times, to be fair. 14 started, Minutes per game, 59. That's only because he hasn't started at least 9 of the games. That's going to happen. He scored 1 goal. Touches per game, 40, which is good. And his passing accuracy, 84%, is very good. 93 in his own half, 72 in the opposition half, though. So he's making him more dangerous. As you can see from his heat map, he's all over the place. And his SOFA score isn't too bad for a young kid. So he's definitely one to watch for the future. If we sign him, he'll probably go into our under 23s, or he becomes a bit of a squad player as well. So, but he is the young midfielder that the account tweeted out and said one to watch, but didn't mention a name. But that's what we've done some digging, and I think a lot of other accounts have done that as well. So nothing breaking there, but there you are. This is a little bit of an inside scoop because it's going to come out eventually. Not saying we're signing them again, guys. We're not saying we're signing any of these players. We're saying they're rumors, and we're looking into them. And these are we want to look into them in more detail so you can understand what we're trying to get. But this guy from Sporting Lisbon, Cancelo Inacio, his name's been branded around Twitter quite a lot. To be fair, not a bad player. He can play left back. He can play in both sides of the defence at centre back. He can also play right back sometimes as well. So total minutes played, 28, started 28. Minutes per game, 88. So he very rarely comes off. He was in the team of the week 5 times, which is good. He scored 4 goals, which is not bad either. Clean sheets, 14 clean sheets. So that's a clean sheet every other game. That is very impressive. Interceptions per game, nearly 1. Tackles per game, 1.4. Dribbles out, clearances per game, 2.4, which is good. Errors leading to a goal only once. That's pretty impressive as well. And like I say, the other sort of stuff, he's got 2 assists, not bad. Passing accuracy, 91%. In his own half, 94%. So obviously that shows that he's very good at, keeping the ball in tight areas. Opposition half is even 86%. That's actually really, really good. So this guy is definitely someone we're interested in. So Newcastle have made an inquiry to Sporting Lisbon this morning with a fee of €40 million being discussed. Expect movement on that. That's what I was told. So that's what I'm telling you guys. So it's quite interesting. And the last one is Morata. Obviously, I'm not a massive fan, but we've also been offered. So we've been offered. We haven't gone out looking for him. The agent's obviously trying to find Morata a move. And it's €20 million if we want to sign him. And hopefully that is a big fat no, because I am not a fan of Morata. But yeah, that's it. That's the update, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please drop a comment down. Loads of you guys are watching the video. Please smash that thumbs up button, guys. It costs absolutely nothing to do that. It'll make the video, go viral, hopefully, or something like that, or push it to other Newcastle fans to watch. So please hit that thumbs up button if you've enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing, hitting the bell button so you know when we're live or when a video gets uploaded, and consider becoming a member. It really does help us to push this channel upwards and onwards. One for our sponsor, A Dog's Day Out, Liam. Please contact him if you're in the Northeast and you would like your dog walking for a very reasonable price. He's very, very good. But that's it from me. Hopefully I'm definitely back on Wednesday, tomorrow night after work with the Gallagher girls. So take care till then, guys.